Good morning and welcome to the celebration space. My name is Kaylee Phelps and I am running a little bit behind this morning. Thank you to those who are watching live. I spilled some coffee. It's just been one of those mornings, but today we are talking about efficiency and how to get your day back on track if you did maybe, have one of those mornings, and mostly that is revolving around Google Chrome extension. So if you're unfamiliar with Google Chrome, it is a web browser, and it was often touted as one of the best web browsers over the years. It has about 70%, they've said 70% of the market for web browsers for users. So, but there's also, Safari, Firefox, Opera, all of these different types of browsers, but I'm partial to Google Chrome mostly because when I was working for a tech startup company, when we were doing code and some different things on the back end, Chrome was the most secure web browser that we used, and so it's become my default, and it's something that I highly recommend on Apple products. Safari normally is the default browser, but you can do this a little bit differently. So, and Chrome extensions, if you're unfamiliar with it, are basically mini applications that go into your web browser to enhance your web browser experience. So these are things that are really helpful and can make life a lot easier. So I have a list of the web extensions that I use, and then some other ones I've used throughout the years that I would recommend that you can use as well. So that is what I have. I'm gonna start with Grammarly. So Grammarly I think is awesome if you are someone like me who writes a lot and sometimes can be a little bit wordy and also likes to kind of write as stream of consciousness. Grammarly is awesome because it's going to check not only your grammar, obvious, but also your tone, also your spell check, and it's going to kind of check in on things as you're going. So I use Grammarly. I have it on my Google Docs, all of my email. I mean, it's embedded in basically everything, and it's a great way if you don't have someone that can, be your editor in real live moments. Like a lot of times I'm finishing blog posts and I'll have Tyler read them. But if you need another set of eyes, Grammarly is a great set of eyes to have on it, especially just for quick communications, making sure that you're always staying professional. Memento is another Chrome extension that I love. It is an open tab extension. So basically every time, I think I still have this backwards for y'all, but every time I open this up, yep, it is backwards for you guys, I get a beautiful landscape. I get a great quote. So it says, "Be kind wherever possible. It is always possible," from the Dalai Lama. It tells me the temperature outside for me. It can host a to-do list. It also tells me where this photo is from, Canada. I mean, it's a really great resource. It has a search function, so it's something that I highly recommend to keep yourself organized and also get some good affirmations, get some good quotes in there. I talked in another video about how to add affirmations to every day last week if you want to check that out as well. The bell of mindfulness. So you can add this bell of mindfulness and set how often you want it to go off. Basically, it's a Tibetan bell that's going to go off and to help you remember to breathe. So I've often said in some of these videos that when I'm really stressed out, I kind of forget to breathe, actual real breaths, not just, the subconscious function that, just my shallow normal breathing. So this is something that I really love. It's something that I do want to warn you, if you're wearing headphones and you're on a call and you don't turn the bell off, it does have an on-off toggle. It will go off in your ears really loud and no one else will be able to hear it, but you will definitely express that on your face. So keeping in mind when to turn the bell off and on. So another one that I really love is Honey. So Honey is, it actually searches the web for deals and promo codes so that when you are on Amazon or shopping on any other sites, it will actually help you find the best deal. It also tracks different products and will tell you, hey, this is actually the peak highest that this, product has been priced in a while. Maybe you wait a couple of days and come back. So Honey is really great. There's some other applications I'm going to suggest in just a minute, but I really love that, and the holidays are coming up. I'm talking tomorrow about some of my favorite holiday shopping hacks, so honey is definitely one of them, so you're getting a little preview of that. Also, I have the Google Docs offline, the extension. So basically I can log into my Google Docs and edit them while I'm in offline mode rather than having them connected to the internet. This is really helpful because I love working in the car or, you know, being different places and just having my laptop. So, and I also keep my to-do list in a Google Doc where I also kind of do a brain dump and just have a bunch of things going on, and I link to different things. So I'm gonna talk about some other ways to kind of host your to-do list as well, but I love having Google Doc offline. I'm getting seconds for Honey as well. Thank you, Lyman, for telling me you love Honey. I think it's such a great app. And then lastly, the ones that I have on my extensions, you can have way more extensions than what I have, but I have the eyedropper color picker. So basically when I'm working in Canva, which is one of my favorite design applications, but when I'm working in different things, and in my last previous position, doing different design things, even if you're working, you know, when I was working with nonprofits on designing their auction websites, I would also use the color picker a lot to try to match things and make them look pretty. So it's pretty easy. You can just take the color dropper, find something from someone's logo, and then get the code to be able to create, you know, exactly match that color. So that's really helpful. And I have some other ones that I want to suggest. So Wikibuy is another application kind of similar to Honey. I know that Tyler uses it, and I know that I've received ads for it. So it's something that I'm still sticking to Honey right now, but if you're someone who's really looking for the best deals around the holiday season, I think I might download it just to see what I can get out of it. If you have any other suggestions for, you know, different ways to get the best deal online shopping, please drop them below. We always love a good deal in the celebration space for sure. Then also for to-do lists, I talked about how I normally keep mine in a Google Doc, but I've also used Trello, which is a board system. So you can use this at work, or you can use this for personal or for planning a wedding or planning an event. And this is going to be something, there's other applications like Basecamp, and you know, there's ones that are embedded in, you know, Microsoft if you're using Outlook, but Trello is really awesome, and you can create an extension with Trello on your board so that you can quick add to board. So if you have a project that you're working on, you can quickly add it to your to-do list on your Trello boards. Also, Todoist is another application for to-do lists if you want to use it. It's more of a checklist system rather than a board system. And while I have not used this before, it is highly regarded on a lot of the articles I was doing research on as far as, you know, different Chrome extensions that are really popular. Next is Toggle. So Toggle is a free online time management system, and I used Toggle when I was at my company before my company was acquired. So my first job, and really we used it to track our project management as far as how much time we were working on each nonprofit. So we, you know, I had up to like 25 clients at a time. So it was really tracking how much time I was spending on each client so that I could more accurately report to my management team if there were some nonprofits, if they were like much more hands-on, or some of them that were a remote client where I didn't go on site, like what the difference in the time management looked like. So if you are an entrepreneur, or if you are, you know, a freelancer and you are trying to learn how to track your time a little bit more efficiently, Toggle is a free service, and while it is super easy to use, you just have to make sure that you stay very focused, to put the blinders on, take off the social media, you know, only have 1 or 2 tabs open, and then just really sit down to work on your project so that you are only tracking the time that you're really working on that project. No distracted time. You can turn off the timer if you do get distracted or get a phone call or are going to lunch, but it is something that just to be aware of. And then also in terms of time management, there's also a Pomodoro timer and to-do list. If you've never heard of the Pomodoro technique, it's something, I believe it's 25 minutes and then 10 minutes off, or 5 minutes off, where you're going to work for a long period of time and then take a little bit of time off and kind of recycle that through your project management throughout the day. So that's something to check out. And there's also with that specific application, there is a to-do list that you can incorporate with it that looks pretty similar to Todoist, where it's going to be more of a checkbox system. So the nice thing again though is that with Chrome extensions, they are built into your web browser so that you can get a quick view of your to-do list without having to go into different tabs. And then the last Chrome extension that I want to suggest is LastPass. So this is something that I have not personally used, but I know a ton of people that swear by it. And basically, LastPass will save all of your passwords that you use in that web browser. The only password that you have to remember is your LastPass password. So it's going to save it for anything that you have saved on your Google Chrome web browser. I actually use, Chrome actually kind of has something built into it where if you go to your settings and then to auto fill, you can see where you have your different, passwords that are auto-filled and saved. Ooh, I got another recommendation from Lisa for LastPass. So we know that it's a good product and a lot of people love it. I also know people that use it for shared passwords throughout a company so that everybody can, just kind of know the password to the LastPass, and then they don't have to memorize if there are shared web applications that you're using. So that's another one that I want to recommend, especially whether it's for personal or for business. So those are my recommended Google Chrome extensions. If you have any others that you really, really love, especially for time management, efficiency, to-do lists, finding a great deal, please feel free to drop them below. I would love to try them out and recommend them and maybe do a quick little review of how they work for me. Right now, like I said, I'm using Grammarly, Memento, the Bell of Mindfulness, Honey, Google Docs Offline, and the iDrop Picker, but I've also used a number of the other ones that I recommended to check out, which include Wikibuy, Trello for to-do lists on board, Todoist for a checklist style, Toggle, Pomodoro Timer, and to-do list, and then LastPass. So please go ahead and give them a try. Let me know if you like them below, and I would love to still keep a collaboration and a conversation around using, Google Chrome and any other web browsers that you might like to use. So please let me know your thoughts, let me know any recommendations, and we'll keep this conversation going. And until next time, enjoy celebrating today.